up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is up? They went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the Three Kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Hit me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now,
Troy.
Well, hello, people. Hello. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am Tate 27. It is Tuesday, February. Dear God. July 29th, July 29th, 2025. And this is Run Your Mouth. It is time for us to give you all of the news and important stuff that you need to be aware of that happened while you were at work, down to your usual avocation. I got a popsicle. So, why people bothering me, God? Why, Lord? Hold on, y'all. People, anyway, hit the like button. Do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to do my job. You do your job, okay? Hit the like button. Share the video out. All of the good things of the good things. We got DPG here. We got my girl Demetria here. We got Savon. Ellen V is here. Candace F. Now look at who done showed up here. Now where the hell you been, So Jeff? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. You've been out touring with your queen, Beyonce. So now that the tour is over, you can come and frolic with us again. Mm-hmm. I see you, So Jeff. Hey, Tracy C. Tracy W is here as well. Both pairs of the double mint twins. Hey, Lady D, what's going on? Speaking of people who be absent all the time. Hey, Angela, girl. Hey, girl, hey. Mama says she be booked and busy. She ain't got time to be playing around with y'all. She be booked and busy. We're just glad that you can squeeze us into your your schedule. Uh-huh. Mm. Look at this one. Look at this one. I ain't said nothing bad about Beyonce. Child, so Jeff, you saw these girls and their failed attempt at cowboy or Western attire. Child, girl, child. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, how's y'all Tuesday going? Okay. How is Tuesday going for y'all? You was laid up under somebody's son yesterday. I ain't even mad about it. I'm gonna be laid up under somebody tonight, and it's not gonna be 4 for 4. So don't even ask. It will not be 4 for 4. Why are people calling me? Oh. Anyway, but y'all, it's hot as Satan's nutsack right now. It is a blistering 98 degrees. Where are you at? And how hot is it? That before we start, we have to start off every day with the same fuck shit. Where are you at? And how hot is it? Is the question. Huh? Where are you? And what is the temperature? Because it's 98 over here. It's a whole fucking 98 degrees over here if you need us. You took your daughter, nieces, and sisters to see Beyonce. Y'all had a ball. I bet y'all did. You know, Beyonce, y'all can say what y'all want. Beyonce puts on a good concert. Now, I ain't going to take that from her. I ain't going to even take that from her. What am I drinking? Cran mango. I usually use this for chaser. All y'all got to do is say the word since the chaser is already here. I could go fix me a drink. If that's what we gonna do, we could fix a drink. Hey, KER Vixen. It's 102 in Arkansas, girl. I know Angela up there, Michigan. It's 91 in Michigan. It's 102 in Arkansas. It's 98 here in Sandy Springs, Georgia. It's 93 in Baltimore, 95 in New York City. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bro? Montrez, how hot is it over there down to the VA? Is it hot? It's 98 here if you need us, if you should need us. 93 degrees in my parts of the DMV. Child, it's a whole white boy singing group, 98 degrees over here. Shout out to the group 98 degrees. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one here. Hot. Montrez says 91. Demetria says 95. Demetria, it's hot as hell. I mean, we around here swimming in Satan's nutsack over here. Do you hear me? We are over here swimming in Satan's nutsack. Do not ask me to go outside. Do not ask me to open my door. I'm not opening my door for anything. I'm not going outside for anything, because once you open the door, it's like you open up the gates of hell and all of that hot ass air just comes flooding in your house. And now it's going to take your air conditioner how long to get back cool? Now look at here. Hey, Harold. Hey. Where the hell you been? I see you skipped my class yesterday. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Y'all, we got a lot to talk about today. We do. Y'all, we have a lot to talk about today. We do. We have a whole lot to talk about. So, if you would please go ahead and put a shondo in the chat. Let me know you're ready to get this party started, because I need to get Larry out here so we can get going with what we need to get going. Soon as I see the first shondo in the chat, I'll go ahead and tell Larry to come out so we can go ahead and get started, because we have so much to discuss today. A lot. There's a lot. I know. Everybody was laid up yesterday. Everybody was getting their boochie cats, they moonchies throttled yesterday. Everybody was getting them some. I'll be getting me some tonight. It won't be from 4 for 4, so don't ask. Ciao. Girl. It looks like we're ready to go. Larry, the people are ready. The people are ready. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So long now, I want to fight. Daddy gave his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start today's Sugar Spike segment with what's going on with more immigration and stuff. And this clip has been going viral, and many people have had things to say about it. I'm going to play the clip, and we'll discuss on the other side. Now, let me set this up. Hey, Symmetry, what's going on? What's going on? I ain't doing 4 for 4 like nothing. I ain't throw him to the side, but he ain't coming over today. We ain't together. That ain't my man. Girl. Child, listen. Oh, Karen, girl. Oh, girl. Just let the windows down, Karen, and just do the best you can, honey. Baby, try to get there as fast as you can. Take the side roads, Karen, with all of the trees and stuff. Because, baby, I don't need you out there dying. It's 98 degrees here where I'm at. What is it where you at? Because it's too hot. It's too hot. Hey, Faye. Baby, listen. My heart goes out to the postal workers, because they ain't got no damn ACs in them damn mail trucks and shit. You know, the UPS men and shit. They be in them hot ass trucks. Baby, listen. I mean, every time I see one, I just get them something to drink. Whenever I can catch them, I'll be like, here you go. No, I actually do that. Like when cause my mailbox is a little bit of ways, so it take me a while. So when I go, I take me 2 bottles of water. I take one for me to walk down there. Actually, I take a bottle of Gatorade for me, and then I'll take a cold bottle of water, just in case I catch the mailman. So if I catch the mailman there, I say, "Here you go," because I know it's hot, and here you go, and be a cold bottle of water. Hey, Lock Queen, it's hot as fuck. It's 91 Karen. Listen, Karen, my love. You need to stay hydrated, Addy. Make sure you go buy a cold bottle of water or something, some ice. Get you a cup of ice. You might not even need to buy a bottle of water. Just get you a cup of ice, fill it up with ice, and let the ice melt and shit. Just saying. Cha. Right. We ain't going steady yet. I just let them get some, every night. Go on back there, go on back there, Anyway, can we focus, y'all? Can we focus? We're not focused on my love life right now. Hey, Brittany, today we're focusing on the story at hand. First story of the day. The young man you see there, his name is Kenny Lanes or Lanes Ambrosio. He is 18 years old and he is a U.S. citizen from born in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, what the video you're going to see is a video of him being detained by ICE, even after he tried to tell them that he was a U.S. citizen. I want y'all to pay close attention to the commentary during the video, okay? And I want to discuss on the other side. Everybody with me? I want you to pay attention to the commentary during the video. Hey, Catherine Powell. Pay attention to the commentary in the video, and we'll discuss the other side.
Y'all scaring the dude, bro. That's not how you arrest people.
Quiet.
I got rights to talk, bro.
You got no rights here.
I do.
You're illegal, brother. Get up.
I was born and raised here. What about him? I was born and raised here. I have the right to talk. Wait. You can't grab me like that. You can't grab me like that. Okay. Hey, wait, that's not how you arrest people. You're on the ground. That's not how you arrest people. What y'all doing, bro? Hey, Kevin, no resiste. No resiste. What am I doing? Hey, Kevin. Hey, y'all can't.
Get on the ground.
All right, bro. You can't be doing that. I'm from here also.
Get on the ground.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro?
Put your hands on
All
your
right,
back.
wait, hold on.
Hey, stay. Hey. No, you stay over there.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro? That's not how you arrest people. That's not. You can kindly take him out. That's it. That's how simple, bro. But y'all doing it. Y'all making it so difficult. Why y'all make it so difficult? No, for real.
Is that your taser or theirs?
No, that's okay.
All right. I know. You got hit?
No, I didn't hit him.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
No, once you got that proper spread on him, keep it going.
You're funny, bro. Who's funny? You guys sound like shit.
He does.
He's being a dick. That's when we tase.
Oh, okay. You're starting to resist more now. We're gonna end up shooting somebody. If you keep going like this, they're gonna start fighting. God damn. Woo.
Nice.
Just remember, you can smell that too with a $30,000 bonus.
Yeah.
So that's the video. Hey, Really B. What's going on, my love? Thank you for sending the tribe over. Hey, Uncle Jay. I wonder if anybody gonna snitch on you, Really B, like they be trying to snitch on me. Hey, Tamra. The people taking them down was ICE. The local police were assisting DPG. I noticed, Ravine, you ain't say Really B made you late, Ravine. Hey, Ravine. Hey, Felicia Boo. Hey, DM4. I'm Trey Carter. So listen. So listen, here's the deal. Xavier, my love. Hey, Xavier. So what I want to talk about is this. Okay. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, vintage 1970. Child, you out of breath running from really B class? Y'all notice how quiet Ravine is? Y'all notice Ravine ain't said nothing, right? But if it was the other way around, Ravine would be over there snitching on me. We still love you down. Don't do that, Chef Don Don. All the way from the ghetto. Talking about the ghetto. Ow! The ghetto. Hey, Cindy Alex. Now listen. Hey, Yvette. Let's talk about this. I want to play it one more time because I want you all not just to pay attention to what the officer said at the end. I want y'all to pay attention to the commentary from the people getting arrested. Okay, that's what I want you to pay attention to. I want y'all to pay close attention to that. All right. Pay attention to the commentary from the police at the end because we're going to discuss that as well. But I want you to pay attention to the commentary from the people getting arrested. Here's the video again.
Y'all scaring the dude, bro. That's not how you arrest people.
Quiet. Here, I can take care.
I got rights to talk, bro.
You got no right here.
I do.
Illegal, brother. Get up.
I was born and raised here.
What about him?
I was born and raised here. I have the right to talk. Wait. You can't grab me like that. You can't grab me like that. Okay.
Put your fucking
Hey,
head down. Get on the
wait.
ground.
That's not how you arrest people.
On the ground.
That's not how you arrest people. What y'all doing, bro? Hey, Kevin. No resiste. Yeah, no resiste. What am I doing? Hey, Kevin. Hey, y'all
Get on the ground.
All right, bro. You can't be doing that. I'm from here also.
Get on the ground.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro?
Put your hands
All right, wait, hold on.
Hey. No, you stay over there.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro? That's not how you arrest people. That's not. You can kindly take him out. That's it. That's how simple, bro. But y'all doing it. Y'all making it so difficult. Why y'all make it so difficult? No, for real.
Is that your taser or theirs?
No, that's my taser.
All right. I know. You got hit?
No, I didn't hit him.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
No, once she got that proper spread on him, he was gone.
You're funny, bro. It's funny. You guys sound like shit.
He does.
He's being a dick. That's when we tased.
Oh, okay. Starting to resist more now. We're gonna end up shooting somebody. If you keep going like this, they're gonna start fighting. God damn. Woo.
Nice. Just remember, you can smell that too with a $30,000 bonus.
Yeah.
So that's the video. And let me say hey to some of the people coming in. Hey, Tawana. Hey, Cassandra. Kawale, what's going on? Now. Hey, Yana. So it's so interesting. It's so interesting because as Black people, we deal with this every day. This is the norm for us. And I think so many times they've heard us Black people talk about police in America and how horrible police in America are. Hey, Janae, what's going on, boo? They've heard us scream about police brutality. They've heard us say all the time about how they don't see the humanity in Black bodies. And people turn a deaf ear. They just close their ears. And now that other communities are starting to become face to face with, right in their face, with exactly what we're saying. Because we look at that, and when they're saying, oh, that's not how you're supposed to arrest him, we have rights and things like that. Us as Black people, we know the routine already. We know Once you open the door and engage with us in that manner, this shit is going south. Rights be damned, go out of the window. We already know. The only thing we can pray for at that point is hopefully not ending up in a body bag. We've been screaming this shit for decades now, for centuries now, about this country and the police, right? All the time. Everybody turns a deaf ear. They think we're the boy who cried wolf, right? They think we're the boy who cried wolf, that we're just, the police are not that bad. Now it's happening. And I'm not going to say that I don't sympathize. This is not me saying that, oh, don't feel bad for them, because I do. I'm glad that others are finally understanding that we've been telling the truth the entire time. Now, the other part of this is the police. What happened is Kenny Lane, latest on Ambrosio, friend, were in the car with his mom. What started off with a traffic stop by Florida Highway Patrol turned into all they did was see them, look at them. They looked to be, now let's be clear. Let's go down another road. Let's go down another road. You see the picture up there. Now, put a 27 in the chat if you're from South Florida or live in South Florida, or if you are of Hispanic or Latino descent. Put a 27 in the chat. I want you to put a 27 in the chat for me if you are from South Florida, out except the whole Tri-County area, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, or you are of Hispanic, Latinx descent. All right, I got L and V with me. Now, when I look at this picture of Kenny Lane's, you know what somebody in South Florida is going to do? He doesn't get, you know what he does not look like? He doesn't look Cuban American. I'm just going to put that. Ellen, stop me if I'm lying. Officer Florida Highway Patrol pulls them over and they see that young man in the car with his mom. They're going to look at them like, yeah, y'all don't belong here. Because if you look Cuban American and you had a proximity to whiteness, he looks more Mexican American. And I don't know his nationality, but in their minds, he would have the look of someone more Mexican, because Mexican heritage stems a lot from indigenous heritage, and they do look more like indigenous or Native Americans than they do traditional Caribbean or South American Latinx, or I should say Caribbean Latinx or Hispanic people. Certainly look very different from the white presenting Cubans that are over here. And I said that to say this. That's why I ask people from South Florida, because Xavier, if you ask anybody from South Florida, they will tell you right now, he don't look Cuban. He don't look Cuban. People from South Florida, we know Cubans when we see them. We know them right away. That right there, that would not. And so a Florida Highway Patrolman, someone who's probably from that area, been there, been around, he look in the car, he sees this young man. Nah, bro, you don't look, you're not one of the good ones we like. You look Mexican. Yeah, let's go ahead and snatch. Y'all don't belong here. Let's snatch you out. So what started as a traffic stop, now they call Border Patrol. And Border Patrol comes, and now we have a whole situation. The boy said, I got rights. We were born here. Rights be damned. You ain't got shit. You're an illegal. Because in their eyes, they don't give a damn. You look the par, you are the par. That's it. That's all. It's the same thing we've been dealing with for years now. For years. We've been dealing with this for years. They do not care. These people are racist. And I'm glad that other communities are understanding and starting to find out that this shit is real. We don't just make this shit up. We've been dealing with this shit for real for years. Now, the other part that I want you to notice is You notice the police said, "Oh yeah, eventually we're gonna have to start shooting them." Already prepared. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? They were very serious. Very serious. They absolutely see no humanity in people. Oh, yeah, we just gonna have to start shooting them. You heard the conversation. Was that your taser or his taser and stuff like that? Y'all hold on 1 second. I gotta see who this is and why they calling me. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. That was a relative calling me about some foolishness. But anyway, that was not four for four. That was not, that was a relative calling me about something real fast. Anyway, so that was not four for four. That was not four for four. So, but listen, they are going to start taking people out. This is an actual U.S. citizen. This is not some illegal. But here's the news flash. Guess what we are? Hey, you see us? These people, us black people, guess what we are? We're citizens as well, and they don't give a fuck. Guess why there's an actual 14th Amendment or birthright amendment in the Constitution? Because of these people, right? And now that the limits of the Constitution are being tested, now that it's happening to everybody else, let's see what the outcry is. Let's just see what the outcry is. I'm just saying. I don't have a 5 for 5, only a 4 for 4. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is happening. Now, here's the deal. That was caught on video. What about all of the times things are not caught on video and we don't see it and shit just goes haywire? And I'm sure it's way worse than that. The other part about it is I keep telling y'all, they're not going to stop with the Latinx community. They're going to target us. They're already getting ready to not getting ready to, but they've already started targeting the Haitian community. They've been targeting the Jamaican community. We've read the stories. We've gone through this. The Haitian community, the Jamaican community, those from Bahamas and other parts of the Caribbean that are black, people from Africa. They are coming after us. And as you can see, they don't give a damn about whether or not you're a U.S. citizen. They'll figure that shit out later. Now, the dangerous part is the part where they say they're going to have to start shooting people, which means that people who are actual U.S. citizens and they don't believe them may end up on the wrong side of a bullet. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Moving on. Listen. That's my boy there, Chris Smalls, with his little cute self. Child. If you don't know who Chris Smalls is, now Chris Smalls was one of the leaders of the Amazon union. He was one of the guys instrumental in starting the union for Amazon workers, and he became the leader of the Amazon union. He went over with some other activists. He's become full-fledged activist now. That's what he does. And he's still the leader of the Amazon Union. I think he's still the leader. Somebody will check me on that, I'm sure. But he went over with some individuals for to do some to offer some aid to Gazans over in Gaza. Here's the video.
My name is Chris Smalls from the United States. If you are seeing this video, we have been intercepted at sea and have been kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces or forces of the country complicit in Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. I appeal to my comrades, friends, family, to everyone to put pressure on the U.S. government to demand my release and the release of my comrades as soon as possible. Thank you.
That's the video he left. Let me read this to you. On Saturday, the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force or Israel's military, boarded the Handala, a ship associated with the Flotilla Freedom Coalition that was attempting to reach Gaza with supplies for starving Palestinians. The IDF detained 20 activists who had their hands held up in graphic images that were caught by the Freedom Flotilla Coalition. Among those on the ship was Chris Smalls, who gained fame when he led a successful union drive at Amazon in Staten Island in 2022. President Biden even invited Smalls to meet with him at the White House to strategize on union organizing in 2022. On Monday, that'd be yesterday, details emerged that not only was Smalls detained, but he was physically beaten by the IDF. He was the only Black member of the Freedom Flotilla on the Handala. Quote, the Freedom Flotilla Coalition confirms that upon arrival in Israeli custody, U.S. human rights defender Christian Smalls was physically assaulted by 7 uniformed individuals. They choked him and kicked him, leaving visible signs of violence on his neck and back, end of quote. And that's coming from the Freedom Flotilla Coalition's Instagram page. Still, despite Chris Smalls having been profiled by every media outlet in the U.S. when he successfully led the union drive at Amazon, not a single major media outlet has covered his violent detention by the IDF 3 days ago. In 2022, the New York Times even ran a style section profile on his fashion choices among more than a dozen pieces that they ran on his organizing efforts. But the paper has not said anything about the detention and beating of a high-profile labor activist at the hands of the IDF. Only 3 smaller left-leaning outlets, Zateo, The Griot, and Jezebel, had covered it. And that was up to a few hours ago. A notable Professor Nathan Coleman Lamb wrote on Bluesky, and he's a professor at the University of New Brunswick. He said, quote, this totally makes sense. A notable public figure in the U.S. is legally arrested by Israel and subjected to severe physical violence while on a hunger strike. And not one U.S. media outlet of any type has decided that it is news, end of quote. Some union leaders have already begun to speak out about his detention. There was a statement from the California Faculty Association, which is a 29,000 member union. They said, quote, as a union, we are demanding the immediate release of Chris Smalls and all captured activists. We further call for an immediate end to the engineered famine and deliberate starving of the people in Gaza, labor complicity with genocide, and all U.S. military aid to Israel, end of quote. Other unions are expected to denounce the beating and detention of Smalls by IDF. However, his international union leader, Teamsters Union President Sean O'Brien, has stayed silent on the detention of Smalls, who founded the Amazon Labor Union, which is now an affiliate of the Teamsters. Instead, the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, took to social media to advertise his upcoming interview with fascist commentator Vivek Ramaswamy and his 3 million right-wing followers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Listen, I'm telling y'all, this is why, I promise you all, this is why. Remember, for the last year and a half, I've been screaming about what's going on over there in Gaza. I've been screaming about what's going on over with Israel and Hamas and Gaza, because I'm telling you, the Israelis are run by racist fascists. Those right-wing Israelis over there that are lockstep and key. Now, it's not all Israelis, but the ones that are over there lockstep and key with Bibi Netanyahu, they are racist fascists. I'm just telling you. They are racist as hell. And he had to put this video out there, right? Before he officially went into custody, to let y'all know, I'm out here. I'm over here. A fucking U.S. citizen, a fucking union leader, but y'all don't give a damn because I'm a black man and black bodies don't matter, right? You're going to continue to fund this genocide that we have been rightfully calling a genocide for over a year and a half now. We have been calling this out. You're going to continue to fund this genocide. You're going to continue to participate in the deaths and starvations of, even though they say it's 60 plus thousand, I promise you it's well into the hundreds of thousands. I promise you it is. Because there's a whole lot of people under the rubble that they never found. Now, y'all know where I'm about to go, right? Y'all know which road I'm about to go down, right? Just go. If you don't want to hear me go down this road, click off now. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Now, this is why when we had all of these people, I don't care about the Gazas of the world. I don't care what's going on over there in Israel, right? Because you don't give a damn about the humanity of people, because you say, well, they ain't black. These ain't black people. I don't care. Fuck what they got going on. We don't care about their issues. Oh, well, I don't care about them. They just screaming and yelling for nothing. I don't care. Da, 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 da. Now they got one of ours, right? Is it time for us to give a damn? Is it time for us to give a shit? I'm just wanting to know. I just want to know. Please help me know when it's time. Because the thing about it is, Israel is killing people by gunshot, killing people by dropping bombs, now killing people by starvation with reckless abandon. And if you think that they give a shit whether it's a U.S. citizen or not, you're fooling yourself. We just did a story 2 weeks ago with them, with a U.S. citizen that died at the hands of the IDF and the Israelis. He was over in the West Bank and he was injured, and they refused to let first responders come and try to help the man, literally stood over the man until the man died because they refused to allow first responders to help the man. And he was a U.S. citizen. And that's not the first one. There have been several U.S. citizens that have been killed by the IDF. Let's not include the fact that workers that go over there to provide aid and assistance people working for places like Doctors Without Borders and Red Crescent and other entities that go over there to try to provide medical assistance, try to provide food and so forth. They have been killed. Journalists trying to cover what's happening over there have been murdered and killed. Remember a couple months ago, 15 journalists were murdered by the IDF. They dug a little shallow grave and stuck the bodies in the shallow grave and just left them there and act like nothing happened. I want to know when when we start to give a damn. But we have this happening. And I fully expect that somebody go and check right now and see where's Xavier. Xavier, go over there and check the major news outlets. Check CNN, check The Hill, check AP News, check Reuters, check all of the places. You know what I'm saying? MSNBC. We know Fox News ain't gonna happen, so don't even check over there. But check the major outlets. New York Times, Washington Post. Tell me if they've ran a story on what's happening right now. Tell me if mainstream media has reported on what's happening to Chris Smalls. Again, if some white boy or white woman had made a video like this, it would be top story all day. I want y'all to listen to what he's saying in this video, and I want you to switch out Chris Sales for some white woman or some white boy that if they had made the video.
My name is Chris Smalls from the United States. If you are seeing this video, we have been intercepted at sea and have been kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces or forces of the country complicit in Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. I appeal to my comrades, friends, family, to everyone to put pressure on the U.S. government to demand my release and the release of my comrades as soon as possible. Thank you.
If that video was made by some white woman or some white boy, it would lead every news broadcast from now until Benjamin Netanyahu and his regime was crippled. I'm telling you what I know. Those only two you saw. DPG, thank you. I'm just saying. And I don't want to hear from the people, because you know the people are going to come out here saying, oh, well, he shouldn't have went over there. That ain't your fight. You see, this is why we don't need to go out there, because this not our fight. That's why no. That's the wrong answer. The wrong answer is when we as a people stop giving a damn and stop seeing the humanity in other people and stop understanding that we are a whole collection of people. When we stop giving a damn about others, nobody's going to give a damn about us. Paul, rolling up in here late. Where the hell you been? Paul? Trade finally let you from underneath him. I see y'all had a long session today, Paul. Hey, Paul. See, Trade had you hemmed up. The Guardian does have it. The Guardian does have it. I know the Guardian had it. But most of the main media outlets don't have it. This is happening, y'all. This is happening. In more news, so we had the untimely shooting yesterday in Manhattan, where the young man you see there, Shane Tamura, he went down there because he said he was going out. He went to the NFL headquarters and he was there to take people out. Now the police say that he has a documented mental health history issue. He said that he suffered from CTE. There was a note in his pocket claiming that he suffered from CTE and asked that his brain be studied and made references to the NFL. He shot himself in the chest because he did not want anything to happen to his brain so that they could study his brain, because he said he had CTE. Now, 4 people ended up losing their lives at the hands of this man. But again, now he's from Las Vegas. New York City has sent scores of investigators over to Las Vegas, as well as the Southern District of New York have sent people over there to Las Vegas. That's over there in Xavier's area, to get more information on this young man. Now they say he worked as a security guard at the Horseshoe Hotel Casino. They say he was supposed to show up to work on Sunday and he never showed up. He literally drove across the country. He did not fly. He literally drove. Of course, according to Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, quote, the weapon used was an AR-15 assembled by Tamura using a LoRa receiver purchased by an associate. We have located the associate and others and will be questioning him about that purchase. End of quote. Tragedy. But we continue to make guns readily available to anybody. Mental health issues be damned. Mental health issues be damned. We continue to make guns more available, more accessible to everyone. No, that's what they said. They said he was trying to get to the NFL offices because he wanted to have a conversation with Roger Goodell and the execs down to the NFL. Now, let's be clear. He was never in the NFL. He did play high school football, and he says that he suffered CTE, self-diagnosed. That's where the mental health comes in. Now, I'm not saying if he does or does not suffer from CTE, but that's something that can only be diagnosed after someone dies and they donate their brain to science, and they can go in there and look at the brain and actually examine and accurately diagnose whether or not CTE is involved. Well, we know he's not from New York. He drove all the way from Las Vegas to New York. That is what I wanted to mention, Antonio, because there's from what I have seen, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that they are making this there are parts of this story that they are making assumptions about, but I don't well, let me ask you this, Antonio. CEO of Blackstone was murdered. You're saying that the parts that you think that they are putting out there is that he was going after NFL execs. Now we know the building that he went into, NFL headquarters are there, but that's not the only. Those aren't the only offices in that building. There are other companies that have offices in that building. These are these are dots that people are trying to connect. The only thing that he had on his person was the fact that he said that he suffered from CTE and he wanted his brain studied. Okay, Antonia says Blackstone is what we need to be researching. Okay. Okay. How did he kill her specifically out of everyone? Mm. Some might say that was I wouldn't say coincidence, but that was as they say he walked in the building and just started spraying the building. Now they did say, now is she the one that was behind a pillar? They said it was a lady that was behind one of the pillars, and he made sure to take her out. Interesting. Let me see what this lady looked like. So, oh, the lady that was a black, she wasn't the CEO, but she was an executive. Okay. Interesting. That's interesting. That is interesting. Now, if those people who don't know what Blackstone Group is an investment firm, Wall Street type people. They have over $1 trillion in assets and stuff like that. Like they're a huge investment, global investment firm. So, like they always say, follow the money. Follow the money. They also said when he got on the elevator, a lady was getting off and he didn't touch her. Interesting. Interesting. I'm sure more stuff will start to come to light. We'll give you updates as they come. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is starting to she's going against the grain. Breaking with her party. She posted on Twitter and basically went off on Randy Fine. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, well, let me give you the backstory. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican out of Georgia, labeled the situation in Gaza a genocide, becoming the first Republican in Congress to use the term to describe the humanitarian conditions in the region, according to the New York Times. In a social media post yesterday, she stated it was, quote, truthful and easiest, end of quote, to acknowledge both the horror of October 7th, of the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel and the, quote, genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza, end of quote. Now, that's what we've been saying for the last year and a half. God be with us. Her comments reflect a growing divide within the Republican Party over how to frame and respond to the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. It's a genocide. We have said that from the beginning. Now, Republican Representative Randy Fine from the great state of Florida, who was recently appointed to the House Foreign Affairs Committee, he drew widespread condemnation for a social media post that read, quote, release the hostages. Until then, starve anyway, end of quote. And he has summarily dismissed reports of starvation in Gaza as, quote, Muslim terror propaganda, end of quote, and later claimed that there is no starvation in Gaza. That was when Marjorie Taylor Greene then responded and rebuked him, calling his remarks disgraceful and saying they could inflame anti-Semitism. The American Jewish Committee also condemned Representative Randy Fine's comments, stating that using starvation as a tactic was, quote, unacceptable, end of quote. Even AIPAC, and you know AIPAC ain't shit. They even no longer listed Representative Randy Fine among their endorsed candidates following his comments, right? Well, Randy Fine, when Randy Fine said that the New Republic newspaper, I should say, put a story out saying not even AIPAC wants to associate with this GOP representative anymore, talking about Representative Andy Fine and his comments. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene entered the chat and she quoted that newspaper headline and said, quote, "I remember the first time I met Randy Fine when he was a candidate before he barely won Florida's deep red 6th district. As we were both told, he might actually lose the seat because the strong Trump district couldn't relate to him and didn't like him. He was telling me," why my computer just went blank? Okay, where am I at? He was telling me that he and his wife were looking forward to moving to Washington and he hadn't even won yet. I said to him that Washington isn't a good place to live and he should live in the district he will represent. You know, that whole representative thing, but he was adamant that he did not want to live in the district. And I thought, no wonder that district doesn't want to elect him. I can only imagine how Florida's 6th district feels now that their representative that they were told to vote for openly calls for starving innocent people and children. It's the most truthful and easiest thing to say that October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned, but so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. But a Jewish representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism. End of quote. And that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Now, Marjorie, what I want you to know, Marjorie, is a clock can be right. A broken clock, I should say, can be right twice a day. Now, if you don't know who Randy Fine is, Randy Fine just got in Congress like 3 months ago. Randy Fine won the special election in remember there was a special election in Florida where what's his name was picked up by Trump for Mike Walls. Mike Walls resigned from Congress to become the United States National Security Advisor. And when Mike Walsh became the National Security Advisor, that left that seat vacant, and Randy Fine ended up taking that district, winning that special election. We covered that special election here. So the point that I'm making is this. Hey, Butterfly. Hey, Terrence, what's good, bro? These people are acting as if they finally are starting to see, hey, Tacos and Tequila, what's going on is finally they are waking up to see, but I still don't believe them. Put your money where your mouth is. Stop funding the genocide going on there. Stop sending billions upon billions of dollars over there. Cut them off. You continue to send military armament. You continue to send billions of dollars over there. Humanitarian aid that's supposed to be U.S. sponsored humanitarian aid have literal people playing target practice on women, men, and children trying to get food. So either they starve to death or when they roll up at the food distribution sites, you bitches do target practice on these people. A mess. Just a damn mess. Burn in hell, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You, Randy Fine, and all the rest of y'all. I don't listen. I believe no parts of all of a sudden y'all growing a conscience or all of a sudden y'all give a shit now. All of you all on that side can burn in fucking hell. Speaking of burning in hell, Republican Representative Tim Burchett, I believe Tim Burchett is out of the great state of Tennessee. Yeah, he's out of the great state of Tennessee. Well, he done got his ass fucked up. He was, quote, accidentally kicked by a horse while working on his farm over the weekend. That's according to his office. He broke his ribs. Mm-hmm. Because the horse even saw you wasn't shit and decided to fuck your ass up for us. Appreciate your horse. I don't know which horse it was. I don't know if the horse was a descendant of Mr. Ed or a secretariat or who, what the horse, where they descended from. But clearly the man upstairs must have told that horse, fuck his ass up. And he did. Kick the shit out of your bitch ass and fuck your ribs up. Good, beautiful. I wish he would have kicked you in the face. Oh, well. You're another one that can burn in hell. Moving on. Well, this man just wants so bad to be in the dossier Sugar Spike segment. Like, this man does everything he can to place himself in the Sugar Spike segment. Now, this is we just covered him yesterday. Ryan Walters, superintendent of education for a public instruction, I should say, for the state of Oklahoma. Well, what has he done now? Well, here's what he has done. Ryan Walters, the far-right, deeply anti-LGBTQ plus Oklahoma school superintendent, says the state will give teachers moving in from liberal states a test to assure they won't teach so-called woke ideologies. Walters told the Oklahoma State Board of Education last Thursday that the test will be available, quote, in 2 weeks or so, end of quote. The Oklahoma Department of Education, which he was elected to head, is developing the text with PragerU, a nonprofit run by right-wing commentator Dennis Prager. He didn't specify the exact content of the test or who'd be required to take it, but he said California and New York have standards for teachers that are antithetical to Oklahoma's. Quote, 7 or 8 other states, end of quote, are planning to impose dramatically crazy requirements on their teachers as well, he said. He went on to say, quote, as he was speaking to the board members, quote, you're not going to come in here and teach that there's 27 genders. There's boys and girls. That's in our science standards. You're going to come in and you're not going to undermine American exceptionalism by teaching anti-American, anti-Semitic hate. End of quote. He had said earlier that the test would focus on knowledge of the U.S. Constitution, American exceptionalism, and differences between genders, according to Oklahoma City TV station KWTV. Also, he had issued a press release this month saying, quote, we're sending a clear message. Oklahoma schools will not be a haven for woke agendas pushed in places like California and New York. If you want to teach here, you'd better know the Constitution, respect what makes America great, and understand basic biology. We're raising a generation of patriots, not activists. And I'll fight tooth and nail to keep leftist propaganda out of our classrooms. End of quote. So now, if you want to move to the great state of Oklahoma, you have to take a woke test. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you all, Mr. Walters, I guess it doesn't matter that you all are ranked 49 out of 50 in terms of education within the United States. Actually, you're number 50 out of 51 if we include the District of Columbia. So education does not work. All you care does not work in your estimation. All you want to do is indoctrinate, right? I don't see people running, kicking, and screaming to go move out to Oklahoma and teach at Oklahoma public schools. This is what we have going on. The authoritarian dictatorship is here. Don't think this will be the only state that does that. Please don't think that. Please be clear. We will be pledging allegiance to Donald John before it's all over with. They're going to say, screw the Pledge of Allegiance. They will do a Pledge of Allegiance to Donald John before it's all over with. I'm telling you what I know. And the fact that you all equate Americanism and anti-Semitism in the anti-American and anti-Semitism in the same breath, you do understand that for something to be see, I want let me as an etymologist, let me help you out because you are the superintendent of education and don't seem to understand that words have meanings. Now, Semitic references the Semitic region of the globe, which is the Middle East, which includes several countries. Now, how Israel has taken ownership of the word Semitic and anything that's deemed anti-Semitic must mean anti-Israel has baffled my mind for years, because you do realize something being anti-Semitic means it's anti several countries or that region of people, not just one country. Two, if you're so America first or pro-America or want to distance yourself from anti-American rhetoric, how does Israel and what they have going on have anything to do with America? Last time I checked, they're their own country. Because if you're going to say, oh, you can't be anti-Semitic, doesn't that mean you shouldn't be anti any race? You may say you can't be anti-Asian or anti-Southeast Asian. You might say you can't be anti-European. You might say you can't be anti-African. You can't be anti-Caribbean. But to single out one group, and you ain't even singling out a group, one nation, and say that's the only nation we care about, you speaking ill of. You can speak ill of every other country in the world. We don't give a shit, but that one nation. Right? And let's be clear, you all get a hard on faster when people do something or say something against Israel than you do about people that do things or say things ill about this country. You all are okay with a whole attempted insurrection and overthrow of America, but you dare have somebody speak one horrible word or one negative thing about Israel, but y'all are America first. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what's going on here. I'm just trying to understand. Sir Rottenhell. In more news, the Trump administration is proposing a repeal of the landmark finding that climate change poses a threat to the public, as well as repealing all climate regulations on cars and trucks. Speaking in Indianapolis today, EPA, or Environment Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin, who's anti-climate change, announced that the agency is proposing to abandon the Obama era finding on the dangers of greenhouse gases. The endangerment finding also underpins the nation's climate regulations, including those governing the automobile sector. The EPA's proposal would rescind climate regulations for cars and trucks, meaning automakers would no longer have to abide by any climate rules. The decision goes farther than even the first Trump administration. Trump 1.0 left the endangerment finding in place, but dramatically weakened Obama era regulations on cars. Zeldin described the move as, quote, the largest deregulatory action in the history of the United States, end of quote. In a written statement, he said, quote, we heard loud and clear the concern that EPA's GHG emission standards themselves, not carbon dioxide, which the finding never assessed independently, was the real threat to Americans' livelihood, end of quote. The 2009 endangerment finding proposed that emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases, GHG, threaten public health and welfare, and that vehicular emissions are a contributing factor. The Trump administration is now proposing to find instead that, quote, there is insufficient reliable information to retain the conclusion that greenhouse gas emissions from new motor vehicles and engines in the United States cause or contribute to endangerment to public health and welfare in the form of global climate change, end of quote. So basically what they're saying is, ain't no more climate change. We don't have nothing to do with climate change. Our cars over here don't add to greenhouse gases. That's fake. That's a myth. That's no longer scientific. Fuck y'all. The EPA said it. Burn in hell, or burn the fuck up in America, because that's what the fuck we're doing. We're burning up right now. There's no climate change. We're just dealing with every summer heat domes and record temperatures, right? But there's no climate change. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Because Obama is black. Pinky Tinky, you know what it is. You know exactly why that is. You know exactly why that is. In our last sugar spiky story, now we covered this story about a month and a half ago. That's the black guy on the left. That's Michael Tate. Now, if y'all remember Tate, Tate. If y'all remember, we covered Michael Tate. Remember, he's the front man for the old Christian rap group, DC Talk, and he's now a part of the Christian rock group. What's the name of the group? I done lost the name of the damn group. But he's now a part. He's still in music. He's a part of, what's the name of the damn group? Shit. Whatever. But he's in he's MAGA. He's a Christian national, right? All of that good stuff, right? All of that good stuff, right? Well, remember there were allegations that he had touched on two little boys. Well, there's more. And this is the black guy you see in the video. I mean, in the picture. Two more men have come forward to accuse Christian rock superstar and MAGA firebrand Michael Tate of drugging and sexually assaulting them, including Jason Jones, the founding manager of the American hard rock band Evanescence. Jones said he was fired from the band, which had ties to Michael Tate, for speaking out about his alleged assault. Jones said the firing, which he claimed happened in 1999, cut him out of Evanescence's massive success beginning in 2003. Quote, it destroyed me. I was achieving my dream at an early age, and Tate changed all that, end of quote. And that's according to Jason Jones. Evanescence's co-founder Ben Moody denied Jones was fired from the band for speaking out against Tate. Moody said he does recall Jones telling him about a sexual encounter with Tate, but at the time, Moody interpreted it as consensual. Quote, I was a kid, only 18, and I clearly didn't realize what he was going through. I'm sure I missed a lot of things I'd recognize today. I didn't realize he would realize he was traumatized, end of quote. And that's what the co-founder Ben Moody said. In all, 8 alleged victims have now come forward publicly to come forward publicly with sexual assault allegations against Michael Tate. A previous investigation by The Guardian reported allegations of sexual assault by Michael Tate against 3 young men, while another from a Christian news outlet, the RYM report, reported allegations by 3 other men. We reported on the first 3 here. Michael Tate became famous as the frontman for DC Talk and Newsboys. That's the new group, Newsboys. I couldn't think of the new group. 2 Christian mega bands known for packaging conservative rhetoric about sexual abstinence, sobriety, Christian nationalism, and the coming rapture in catchy rock songs. Tate has been a supporter of Donald Trump and served as a key bridge between Trump and evangelical voters. Tate has not responded to questions from news outlets about the allegations against him, but in an Instagram post in June, which we covered, he confessed to a decades-long addiction to cocaine and alcohol and admitted that he had, quote, at times touched men in an unwanted, sensual way, end of quote. In the post, Michael Tate added that he had recently, quote, spent 6 weeks at a treatment center in Utah, end of quote. We reported on this here. There'll be more people that'll come out. If we're already at what they said 8, if we know about 8, there's probably 30. If we know about 8, there's probably 30. It's basically racists that hate the Jews. I have no problem with defending what I said. What I'm saying is this: people pick and choose what they deem to be racist. Is hating Jews or hating their existence racist? Absolutely. But picking and choosing that's the only group of people that you're going to protect, or that's the only time that something can be deemed racist, is when it's dealing with Jewish people. There's the problem. There's the problem. And the reason that I highlighted the actual word is because for something to be anti-Semitic, that includes more than just Jewish people. Jewish people aren't the only Semitic people. But here we are. Here we are. You're not gonna win this argument. You're welcome, Lucid Words. If you want, you can come up. We can have a whole conversation about it. Here's the link. We could have a whole powwow and talk about it. You'll have to type in the chat. You don't have to type it in the chat. You can come up here and say it. I'm just saying. We encourage dissenting views. Michael Tate Rottenhale. As we staking out the Sugar Spike segment and deeper into the dossier, we have to cover the curious case of Christian Wilkins. Now, y'all know we've done several curious cases over here. The most infamous curious case that we've done over here was the curious case of Mr. Deshaun Watson. That was one of our first curious cases, the curious case of Deshaun Watson. And now we're here with the curious case of Christian Wilkins. Lucid, you don't want to come up? Lucid, we can. I'm not gonna bite. Lucid, you could come up here and talk to me. I mean, you're welcome to come up here. I just wanted to make sure you don't got to do all of the typing. You can come up here. Y'all ain't block him, did y'all? Hall monitors, y'all ain't block. Oh, did y'all block him? Hall monitors, huh? Hall monitors, did y'all block him? I hope not. I want him or her. I don't know if it's him. It might be a her. I want him or her or them to come up here. Anyway, while we're waiting for what may never happen, let's get to the curious case of Mr. Christian Wilkins. Now, Christian Wilkins, at this point, I can say, was a defensive tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, let's give you some backstory. Last October, during football season, he suffered a Jones fracture, which is a break of the bone that connects the pinky toe to the rest of the foot. The injury required surgery, but the recovery didn't go as planned. Now, it was reported that the Raiders wanted Christian Wilkins to get another procedure done, something that Wilkins, though, refused to do. Wilkins said, I ain't getting another surgery. He instead wanted to rehab the injury, and that disagreement is how the Las Vegas Raiders tried to justify them releasing him. So he was released, okay? And hit the rest of his $35.2 million of guaranteed money on his 4-year, $110 million contract was voided. The man had a 100. You can unblock them, Harold. Yes, you can unblock them, Harold. Child, that's why I had to ask. I had to ask because I know my hall monitors. My hall monitors don't play the radio. They be on. You can't come over here with the fuck shit and not think that the hall monitors will not gather you. Baby, you will get gathered real fast. Shout out to the hall monitors. Y'all put a shondo in the chat for my hall monitors who don't fuck off. Y'all don't even see the comment because the hall monitors already took care of the person. Ella V says she thought I was talking to myself. No, I wasn't talking to myself. Let me show you Ella V. This was their first comment. No, actually, this is their first comment. This is what they said first. And this was their second comment. And now Lucid is back. Hey, Lucid. There's an anti-Semitism was coined by a Jew hater in Europe to describe hate for Jews. It never meant to describe hate for all Semites. Dear God. You really want to go there? You're welcome to click the link, Lucid Words. I'd love for you to do that. I'm just saying. But since Arabs are the most anti-Semitic group, I don't censor anything. Well, that's the hall monitors. Now, let's be clear. The hall monitors have a job to do. If you come over here talking crazy, Lucid, they will gather you. That's their job. They are protective of me and the fellow pupils. They will absolutely gather you. If you come over here talking crazy, you'll get snatched up and gathered. I just want to know Lucid. Lucid, I just want to know if you have that same smoke for all groups, because most people who come over here with those same arguments only have smoke for people who are who have anti-Jewish sentiments. They don't have no smoke for people who are Islamophobic, for people who are anti-black, anti-Hispanic, Latinx, anti-Asian. They'll have no smoke for none of that other stuff. I dropped the link, Lucid. I'd love for you to come up here and engage in the conversation. Because if you're not going to come up here and engage in the conversation, I don't want you to just, I need you to come. Click the link, please. Come up here and say it, say it out loud. Why do see, why do you have to hate Islam? What have they done to you? Regardless, are you coming up here or not, Lucid? Because we'll go back to Christian Wilkins. You don't even have a mic. You can talk into your cell phone. Huh? What had happened? All right, Lucy. It was fun. Since you're not coming up here, the hall monitors have a ball. Hall monitors do what you do. I don't have the cyber time. We have a whole dossier to get to. If you don't want to come up here and sit with the entirety of your chest, then baby, we'll have the cyber time. Baby, this is 2025. The days of us engaging people like you, the days of us engaging people like you are over. Girl, go somewhere and rot. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. You know, they can only last so long. You see? They can only last so long before they start to show themselves. They'll never want to come up here and engage. They'll never want to come up here and engage because they know they will be eviscerated. Baby, I got the whole bottle over here, Tawana. Don't do me. Cran mango. Baby, I live by myself. Who I'm sharing it with? I live by myself. Anyway, child, don't they always come up here? Shout out, hall monitors. I know y'all already took care of it. I ain't worried. Child, I let them play around for a little bit, but after a while, go with God. Go with God. Right, the whole keyboard thugs and shit. Girl, go with God. Where was I? Oh, we're on the curious case of Christian Wilkins. Now, I gave y'all the backstory. They voided the what was the $35.2 million of guaranteed money that he had on his 4-year, $110 million contract that he signed just last year. So he had 3 more years left on this $110 million guaranteed contract. I mean, not guaranteed contract, but $100 million contract. $35.2 million of that contract that was left was guaranteed, right? So they released him last week. End of last week. Well, middle of last week. People started to say something ain't quite right. This don't sound good. Defensive tackles, good defensive tackles are very hard to find. So you don't see NFL you don't see people in the NFL or NFL teams, I should say, just dropping or releasing veteran good defensive tackles that have $100 million contracts, because you don't get $100+ million contract, a 4-year $100+ million contract, if you ain't good. I'm just being honest with you. How much is that? 110 divided by 2 is what? $27.5 million, something like that. Divided by 4. 110 divided by 4. I think that's, I'm sorry, that's more than that, dear God. Yeah, that's $27.5 million a year, right? Somewhere around there. Somebody will correct me. Baby, you on the wrong topic. You on the wrong topic, sweetheart. They'll gather you too. Baby, they are in here today. Hall monitors, monitor the halls heavy. Hall monitors, you know what to do. Walk the halls heavy today, hall monitors. Hall monitors, walk heavy today. Walk the halls heavy, okay? Walk the halls heavy today, hall monitors. Don't even let them see the light of day. Okay? Don't even let them see the light of day. We ain't got that type of time. Anyway, so they voided the rest of this man's contract. The people said this don't sound right. And then things started to come up. Well, Adam Schefter went on Pat McAfee's show, and Adam Schefter said, well, baby, let me just tell you what the real story is that I'm hearing from the locker room. From out of the locker room, what they're saying is Christian Wilkins kissed one of his roommates on top of his head, allegedly playfully. The other player got upset about it, didn't take it too nicely, and then went down to HR, complained to HR, and got him released. Now, they said that wasn't the only reason either that he was released. Now, you know, the TikTok and internet gangsters started to do their homework on Mr. Wilkins, because now, hey, Miss Kiki, child, Miss Kiki, they over here tripping. So now people all over the internet are looking for all of the times now people are looking for all of the times that he has displayed anything questionable. There are several videos out there. There's this video.
Offensive lineman taking a pitch and trying to stretch for the first down.
There's this video. That's him sticking his hand in somebody's ass. Grabbing their balls. Of course, they're going to do this when he was at Clemson. And then there's here. Here he's grabbing Josh Allen's dick. That's why he got up like that. He was grabbing Josh Allen's dick. See, look at him. Josh Allen. That was where he was grabbing Josh Allen's dick. Josh Allen jumped up and was ready to fight. Now, also, another former teammate came out and was like, yeah, he always been on that freaky shit. Now, here's my question. I ain't gonna even hold you. I'm not gonna even hold you. Something else went on. It wasn't just a playful kiss on the head that caused that team. When that teammate went over, because where my HR expert? Where Tracy? Tracy C. Where's my girl? My girl, Tracy C. Now, for them to ceremoniously fire this man or release him, hey, Miss Bay thing, and not and say we're voiding your contract. Something else went on. Something else happened. He didn't go into HR and just said, oh yeah, he tried to playfully kiss me on the head and that made me uncomfortable and just got fired. Baby, they fired him, which means that there were other things going on. Now, I had another video of one of the players, but I couldn't play the video because it's so soft. You can't hear what the person said. You all would say you can't hear it. I had to literally hold my phone right up to my ear to hear what the player was said. But when one of the players was asked about it today, the player was like, well, I don't want to speak on it, but just know if you ever going through something and you need to sit down, you just need to go and talk to somebody and work through whatever you working through or whatever. And so everybody was like, what? Like it was so cryptic and stuff like that. But baby, listen, he done did something to that other player. Now they haven't said who the other player was. That name has not been released. Who the other player was, but I promise you, yeah, we talking about Raider Nation. I promise you, more than just a playful kiss on the head happened. That man that either grabbed him, touched him, something else happened. I ain't buying it. That kiss on the head might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. But Mr. Wilkins saw something he liked. Or as we say in Miami, saw something he liked it in. And said, I'm going to have me a piece of that. And tried to get him a piece of that. And right, Xavier, this was the last straw. That man said, nah, let me go down to HR. Baby, I got all these receipts. Because when you go to HR want the receipts. Because HR does not want a wrongful termination lawsuit. HR knows all of the laws. They know if they fire you for the wrong thing, they suffer a wrongful termination lawsuit. He's also represented by the NFL Players Association. Now, it always gets hairy when it's player versus player, and both of them are in the union. So that gets hairy. But something happened. You touch that man's dick or something, or you grab that man's ass or something. You might have been in the shower and tried to put your dick on him. I don't know. Oh, HR is going to act. But please be clear. When you go in there and you tell HR, your HR's not firing this man if you go in there and say, oh, he kissed me playfully on the head and I felt uncomfortable. They might put him on leave. They might tell him you need to go get I don't want to say sensitivity training, but you might need to go get some more professional development or training on harassment and stuff like that or boundary. But I don't see this being fireable. And while you're saying HR protects the company, HR has to protect the company from wrongful termination as well. And a playful kiss, because this is a football locker room. And if you have never been in a football locker room, baby, a playful kiss on the head is the least of your worries in a football locker room. Baby, I done seen it all in a football locker room. I done seen dudes grab each other, dicks, ass. I done seen a lot of shit. I done seen dudes play the kind of shit that y'all would say is gay as hell happens all the time in fucking locker rooms. That's why I'm saying it wasn't a one and done situation. This was not a one and done situation. It's not. There is more to this story. Absolutely more to this story. And I can't wait to hear about it. And when I hear about it, I'm going to be sure that I report on it and give y'all all of the information. I am. And I'll be right on over here telling y'all all about it, just like I've been doing with Deshaun Watson for the last 4 or 5 years. We was on Deshaun Watson before anybody, before the news outlets was covering it. We was over here on it. We'll bring you this story. Like, baby, the shit goes on in the locker room. A playful kiss on the head is the least of your worries. That's the least of your worries in a fucking football locker room. The fuck? That wasn't it. That went all. Something happened. Something else. It wasn't just what other. This was a pattern. There were several things that happened. And dude probably told Christian, bro, I ain't with that shit. Now stop playing. Now leave me the fuck alone. I'm sure the leave me the fuck alone conversation, the I ain't with that gay shit conversation, the stop playing with me nigga conversation happened. And bro, I ain't know how to stop. So, because if it was only a kiss on the forehead and that was it, this would be a wrongful termination situation. They would be filing a wrongful termination lawsuit, especially when the man is losing $35.2 million. Listen, $35.2 million, y'all, is a lot of fucking money. So if he ain't did nothing but kiss that man on the head, I promise you, the lawsuit would have already been filed. It's something else that happened that was, and even think about it, they voided the contract. That means that he had to breach the contract. He had to violate or breach parts of the contract. Yeah, it's more to this story. They're just not letting it out. And he ain't said nothing. And now I don't know if the lawsuit is coming, but baby, look, $35.2 million is a lot of, and that's just the guaranteed part. There were tens of millions of dollars that he also could have gotten in incentives, or, each year for being a good player, and other incentives. Because if he only got a fourth of his salary, a fourth of his $110 million salary, that means that there's probably $80+ million that he could possibly get over the next 3 years. It's just that 35.2 was what was guaranteed. Baby, look, it's more to this. It's a lot more to this. I promise y'all. I know sports. I've worked in sports. I know, y'all, that's not how this works. They're not releasing a defensive tackle that easy like that. And HR ain't firing you for a playful kiss on the head. Nah, bruh. Nah. Nope. He wasn't even fired for the stuff that we saw him do. The videos that we saw, that shit was on TV. Digging in people's asses, grabbing people's dicks. That was on television and you saw it with your own eyes. That part, I'm with you on that part too, Xavier. It was more than one player. Abso-fucking-lutely. Xavier. I don't believe it was just that one player. I think it was absolutely more than one player. It'll start to trickle out. It will. It'll eventually trickle out. Because if we don't see a lawsuit from him and his camp in the next week or so, it's worse than we could probably think. Yep. Because that's a lot of money to just say, oh, I'm going to just give up all of that money. Honey. Baby, listen. Mr. Wilkins, we're going to follow this story. We're going to follow this story and get to the bottom of it. Until then, go, Scott. Tyrese is in the news. Now, his ex-wife, Samantha Gibson, says that he owe her like almost $500,000. She said this for unpaid attorney's fees. Her lawyers want him arrested and locked up because he ain't paid it. She filed her fourth motion asking the judge to force him to pay her attorney's fees to the Glecklin law firm and Bloom Lines Alexander law firms, and hold him in contempt of court. The bill is for $492,651.99. And that's for the bill plus the interest. He said, fuck that shit, I ain't paying it. Fuck you and fuck your life. Now, both law firms are asking, because she had two law firms for his ass, and they're both asking that he be held in criminal contempt and impose a max of 20 days in jail as punishment. This the lady who is the mother of his daughter that he was online crying about and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, they have that daughter, the daughter named Soraya. He was on the line crying about it and stuff because Samantha said, bitch, you can't come see my daughter with your fuck shit. I don't know what to tell you, Tyrese. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You should have paid that. Put his ass in jail. Lock his ass up. You should have paid that woman her money. I ain't got nothing for you, sir. Go with God. Mendices say he got some shit to get off his chest. Mendices says, speaking of grabbing of dicks and shit, Mendices says that Kirk Frost is obsessed with his dick. Did listen. You know, they trying to get y'all by any stretch of the imagination to watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I ain't watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta since when? Since that season where Hattie Mae brand Bambi and Scrappy was going through it and she was kicking them out that house. And that was about 3 or 4 seasons ago. The season where Kirk and Rashida tried to convince us that their son Kai was straight and had a girlfriend, when we know good and damn well that he's getting his back blown out and his booty hole busted open up and down the Atlanta streets. Anyway, back to the story. In a preview for the next episode, Mendici said, quote, "It seems like he has an obsession with my penis. I've never seen a man speak on my penis more than him in my life. I hope he don't want to see it." End of quote. I do. And can you show it to us to see what all of the the fuss is about? I just want to know what all of the fuss is about. What is all of the hubbub about, sir? We just want to know, why is he so enamored with your penis? Can you give us can you show us and let us know what all the hype is? I'm just saying. I just want to know. Okay, I just want to know what's he obsessed with. I'm just asking. I want to see how big it is. I ain't gonna even hold you, man, DC. I want to see how big it is. That's what I want to know. You had Yandy in there waiting for you to get out of jail for years. Mama was over there waiting for years to see you get out of jail. That dick must be good as hell. I just want to see how big it is. That's it. Mm-hmm. LMV say the dick can't be that good if Yandy got a side piece. She ain't gonna hold you. Don't worry, Paul. If I get a hold of the dick pic, I'm just not gonna put it in the members only chat, okay? If I get it, Paul, don't look for it in the members only chat, okay? I'm gonna just send it to people directly. I know my boy Xavier want to see it. Xavier, I got you. If I get it, Xavier, I'll send it to you. If you get it, Xavier, you send it to me. They say they don't want it down to the members only chat. So when we get it, Xavier, don't put it in the members only chat. We'll just send it to each other, Xavier. Okay. Cha. Not the dangalang of gold. Y'all so silly. Paul said I'm the only one that need to see it. So listen, Paul say he don't want to see that shit. He not going over there. Paul say he don't even go to that part of the members only chat where y'all be showing meat and shit. They said they don't want to see it, Tracy. I don't know what you looking at me for. The people said they don't want to see it. That's what I said, Angela. I want to see why they losing their mind. I think he got a big ass dick. That's why they was going crazy about it. I could see, man, DC's kind of short. I think, how tall is man DC? Let me see. Let me see how tall man DC's is. Hold on. Because if he anything under 5'7", that bitch probably got a big ass dick. Man, DC's is 5'9". Oh, he my height. Oh, he might be working with something. They say he 5'9". He looks shorter than 5'9". Oh, wow. We're the same age and the same height. Well, let me see, man, DC's. Can you come over here and let me see, man, DC's? I just want to see it. I just want to see how big it is. That's it. Xavier, don't worry about it. We can exchange between us, Xavier. They say they don't want to see it. So we ain't going to put it over there, Xavier. We ain't going to do that to them. Just saying. Girl, shout out to the members. Child Xavier, I think they lied too. He do not look no 5'9". I'm 5'9", and he don't look 5'9". But I'm just saying. Anyway, shout out to the members and the members only chat where it goes down. Child. Tyra, why every time you come out of hiding, it's some fuck shit rolling out your mouth? So y'all, oh God, this shit is disgusting. According to the Jasmine brand, Tyra Banks has admitted that she cleans crumbs off the floor and her bed by eating them. While guest co-hosting Today with Jenna yesterday, she admitted she had no problem snacking on leftovers, even if they've been sitting in her bed for a couple of days. While discussing her night routine, she said, quote, hanging in bed, we do ice cream in bed, we do popcorn, end of quote. When Jenna Bush Hager mentioned she avoids crumbs in bed, Tyra responded, quote, yes, but the great thing is then a couple days later, I clean the crumbs by eating them. Because if you put it in the trash, it's going to get roaches or something. So you just clean it up with your fingers or you just eat it. End of quote. Now she says she don't allow people to wear shoes in her house, so that's why she don't have a problem eating off the floor. But you do realize people have foot fungus and shit. I don't want to know what type of bed bugs or roaches or whatever the fuck you got going on in the house. That's some white people nasty ass shit. I just cannot. Tyra, you should have just stayed. Tyra, why are you telling us this? You should have kept this shit to yourself. You've been hanging with the white people too much. Girl, I just cannot. I mean, just nasty as hell, Felicia. You heard that, Felicia? Just nasty as hell. Ain't no that's her business. Nah. It was her business, but she brought it out here to the streets and said it on television. Did. She said that shit on television. So it ceased from being just her business when she put her business all over the television. Sorry. You're a dirty, nasty heifer. Dirty as hell. And we will never be eaten down to your house. No, ma'am. No, God. No, ma'am. Now, I'm not saying you can't eat in your room. I don't have no problem with you eating in your room. But what I am saying is, what you not gonna be doing is telling me crumbs fall on the ground, crumbs fall on the floor, and you just like, oh girl, it's okay. Let me just eat it. Or you got leftovers sitting in your bed for days at a time, and you say a couple days later you'll go back and eat the leftovers that you had in your bed. Bitch, what? But you don't want to put it in the trash because there's a garbage, because it might attract roaches. You don't think the roach is going to be attracted to them nasty ass crumbs you got in your fucking bed? Some of y'all just need to shut the fuck up. Tyra, I cannot. Next, you're going to be telling us you like the white people, you bathe once every 3-4 months, right? Well, maybe I'll give you once every 2 or 3 weeks. You gonna be like the white people now. You bathe every 2 or 3 weeks too. Good, y'all. Let me move on. Diddy trying to get out of jail. I don't really care. In a new motion, his lawyers proposed a massive bail package that includes a payment of $50 million. I don't give a damn. He wants to be allowed out of jail until his sentencing. He says he'll live at his home in Miami and limit his travel to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York, and will surrender his passport and subject himself to supervision from the U.S. Pretrial Services Agency. I don't care. Leave his ass in there. Stay your ass in jail. You're a pariah. You're a pariah. Get the fuck on now. We ain't got this type of time. Get the fuck on. Stay your ass in there. As an update to yesterday's story with Marcus Morris, if y'all remember, I told y'all we didn't have any updates at that time when I reported on this yesterday about his fraud arrest. Well, we have more information now. Allegedly, according to TMZ, prosecutors accuse him of stealing over $250,000 from 2 Las Vegas casinos. In May of last year, he allegedly used bad checks to get $115,000 from the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino. Then in June 2024, he got around $150,000 through the same method at the Wynn Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Police took him into custody, as y'all know, yesterday at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. I'm sorry, they took him into custody on Sunday at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. So you out here writing bad checks? They ain't let him out of jail yet either. Didn't. Oh well, go with God. In our last story of the day, Wheelchair Jimmy, Aubrey, BBL Drizzy, Drake is in the news. BBL Drizzy is in the news. So apparently they're making a documentary on Degrassi. Yeah, I don't care, Wheelchair Jimmy. He wants people to watch. It's called Degrassi, Whatever It Takes. And it's a documentary about the. I mean, are they gonna go back to the old school Degrassi that I remember from the 80s, from the late 80s, early 90s? Not the one with Wheelchair Jimmy, the original Degrassi from the late 80s or early 90s. Are they gonna go back to that one? Anyway, there's a documentary coming out. He wants y'all to go watch it and stuff. I won't be watching it, Wheelchair Jimmy. But he's supposed to be in the documentary. And the documentary is supposed to debut at the Toronto International Film Festival. We don't like you like that, BBL Drizzy. I think he's a past president of the IFFB. I'll check. You talk about Wheelchair Jimmy. I think Wheelchair Jimmy Terrence is a past president of the IFFB. For those people who don't know what the IFFB, that's the International Federation of Fuckboys. I think Wheelchair Jimmy is a past president. I think he's one of the original. I think he's like a charter member of the IFFB. Let me go check the records, but I'm pretty sure he's a charter member, a founding and charter member of the IFFB, and one of the old presidents. Not that Xavier say a bottom cannot be president of the IFFB. Why he gotta be a bottom? He be whipping that thing around like a helicopter propeller. I don't know if it get hard or not, but he be whipping it around. It look kind of long. Xavier, I don't know. I don't think he's the chairman, but I think he's one of the founders of the IFFB. I'm pretty sure he's a past president. Child. Wheelchair Jimmy. Wheelchair Jimmy, listen. Nobody's going over there to the Toronto Film Festival to watch your documentary. We'll go to the Toronto Film Festival, but we won't be watching your documentary, sir. You know, well, Terrence, he can put on his resume founder, charter member, past president. I think that's enough. You know, as a founder, charter member, and past president, you know, he has, you know, a clout within the organization that others don't have in the International Federation of Fuckboys. I'm just saying. But yeah, Wheelchair Jimmy, we don't give a damn about your raggedy ass. Well, it ain't his documentary, but we don't give a damn about no documentaries that got your goddamn name, image, and likeness all over it. We don't. I promise you we don't. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's the dossier for today. That is the dossier for today. Did y'all enjoy yourselves today? If you enjoyed yourself today, go ahead and put a 27 in the chat or a Shondo in the chat. Put whatever you want. Flood the chat with emojis. I love the emojis. I love to see the emojis. Just flood the chat with the emojis if you had a good time today. Show a brother some love. Let your boy know. Let the teacher know you had a good time today, whether you learned something today. I'm certainly, y'all, one of the stories I'm definitely going to be following is the story about Chris Smalls. That Chris Smalls story bothers me. And so I'm definitely going to be following that story to see what updates we can get about Chris Smalls. You know what? Look at Demetria. Look at her. Look at the inform. That would be the emojis you put in the chat, sir. You know what? Such a whore. A whore. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all, we're coming up on the time of the year. We may usually toward the end of the summer, I add 1 or 2 extra hall monitors. We may have some toward the end of the summer. We may add, I never add more than 2 to 3 hall monitors, but we'll be watching to see if anybody becomes a hall monitor. But usually toward the end of the summer. I haven't made new hall monitors in a while. I think it's been about 2 years since we've done new hall monitors. Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years. So that'll be coming probably next month sometime. I won't make an announcement. You'll just see it in the chat. Anyway, but I'm glad y'all enjoyed yourself today. I enjoyed y'all. Always remember, if you want to contribute to the platform, the QR code is always up, but there's the big one in case you need it. Also, for those interested, Ty will be in town this weekend. My good friend and former co-host Ty, he will be in town this weekend, so I'll be hanging out with him. But we will have a silly Saturday this weekend. So yeah. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I'm about to go get me fix me something to eat, lay down, and chill, and watch another episode of The Sandman. Anyway, thank you, The Informed, for your contribution to the platform. Thank you, sir, for your contribution to the platform. I don't think it's really be going live now because I think she went live before me, and I don't think she's going live right now. That's why I went kind of long, because I know she went before me. Anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.